Hey everyone, I am just loving up on my Helichrysum right now. I wanted to talk about trust a lot this month, and this oil has brought me so much love. It's going to be like one of my highlights of this month, but holy moly, Helichrysum, if you haven't tried it or heard of it, like, change the game for me. Just do a little bit of this. It takes you really from like wounded and afraid to reassured and connected. So much love in that bottle. Holy moly. So this month, all about trust, all about helichrysum, all about giving yourself that love that you deserve. So I like to set intentions, right, every month. And this month was trust. So I went to a ceremony recently at Swan River Yoga, and it was all about honoring the process, the transition from spring to summer. And we all were around this circle, and we were all sharing our intentions. And my intention for this transition period was to trust. The funniest thing happened. Like, I mean, sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, can you trust that you're good enough? Can you trust that you have value to offer? And then the teacher was like, can we take a step back? And can you replace you with I? And I said out loud, I trust that I have value. I trust that I am good enough. I trust that I am loved. And I started weeping, and it was really emotional, but it really was like a wake up call for me to realize, like, this wiring I've done my life around this belief that I'm not enough, it has subconsciously penetrated every aspect of my life. Even when I'm setting my intention, I was reluctant to take ownership of that. So I know it's important to always use I statements when you're speaking to someone and you want to like express your feelings and kind of get out of that story of blaming or whatever it may be. So you always like, I feel like this when I hear this, etc. So you're not blaming, but you're just taking ownership for yourself. The same thing goes when we're speaking to ourselves. We can work towards saying I statements. And this just like blew me away. So it's really been a practice of me to be like, I am trusting my innate goodness. I am trusting my Buddha nature, life, love, energy, whatever it may be for you. I'm trusting this awakening heart instead of do you believe you like it's no second person here, like this is me. And like by claiming your truth and claiming I, you are claiming your power. And it just like has completely changed the game for me this month. I'm reading another book by Tara Brock right now. Oh, I love her so much, and it is True Refuge. And really it's focusing on how all the false refuges we take and the patterning, and how deep that runs in us. So whatever we do and whatever we think about, it becomes a habit. And habits are just pathways that we form in our mind. So the habit of I'm not enough, or I don't have value, or I'm not lovable, there's hope because we can actually reprogram and form new neural pathways by choosing differently in moments like that. When we're caught choosing, oh, I'm going to believe a different story, I'm going to choose to trust that things are going to work out for me, and that I am innately good and I am enough just as I am. And so that was really just liberating for me to know, like, oh my gosh, I have a chance to tell myself a different story, to live a life that's more in line with my truth and that isn't causing suffering, And so to have that window, that awareness, and to know like we're not programmed permanently, and that MRIs and all the psychological tests have shown that like we can rewire our minds to think differently, but it takes time. So what you practice grows stronger, and it is a slow and subtle change that is so worth it. So I like to incorporate my practice by like playing little games with myself throughout the day and just like doing prompt questions. Like when I find myself really feeling activated or like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to do so much right now, and just being like, oh, wait a second. Do I really trust my innate goodness? Do I trust that I am enough? Do I trust that I have value and I'm valued? And do I trust that I can help people, that I deserve to be heard? Do I trust this awakening? And when I remind myself, it's like, oh yeah, I can actually choose to trust. A whole world opens up for me. And so I really want to continue to cultivate and share that with you guys. And hopefully you really got something out of that, to know that there is hope and we can choose to trust. And through that, we open ourselves up to limitless possibilities, really. The other thing is, of course, I love Brene Brown too. You all of the empowerment, self-help, whatever, I love it. Brene Brown is how do people wholeheartedly live? And one of the tenets is that they can let go of uncertainty. So when you let go of uncertainty and you choose a different way to live, you have trust there. And you're able to choose to accept yourself exactly as you are. So there's a lot of trust in living your life authentically, and to really put yourself out there and to just be you. And that's what it's really all about. So I want to read you guys a quote. This is from Radical Acceptance, and I actually have this on my phone and I look at it every day as a reminder. But Tara Brach states, radical acceptance doesn't mean that you're denying griefs, fears, or limitations. So it's not denying that, oh, I've created this story and it's really painful and I believe that I'm not enough right now. Like, you're not denying that, and you're not denying the pain that you feel associated with that. However, you're able to create space by not just focusing on that, but saying, but maybe there's another truth I can look at. Maybe the endless creativity and possibility exists just by living, by not knowing how things are going to end up for us, by not knowing how the story is going to end, and by embracing change, we're actually able to have hope and to move forward with vitality and will, because the truth is, like, none of us know how it's going to unfold. So we feel, when we're confined, even in those painful beliefs that we have, we're confined to a story, and we know how it's going to end up. We know the pain that's going to be caused. We know that we're going to feel separate. We know we're not going to feel lovable, and we know that. But because we know it, we're familiar with the pain, we like to stay there. But when you open up to saying, maybe this isn't my truth, and maybe this isn't fundamentally my life, like maybe I can choose something different, we open ourselves up to more possibilities, and true peace happens. And all of that being said, is we open up to a chance to really be ourselves. And that is so worth exploring, like, every day. I just had a little country Livingston twang come out, and I'm just going to let it fly. You know what? Because I'm being me these days. My friend got me this bracelet, and I wear it every day. My mantra band, you are enough. Like, you are enough. I am enough. We are enough. And so this path is one of trust, and it's one of hope, and you don't have to live that life of suffering. There are ways to change, and it takes practice. So that's what we're all doing together. So thank you, guys. I hope you are all working on your own practices and honoring wherever you are. I wanted to talk a little more about Helichrysum, because it's really helped me trusting the process. And this one has been on my list for like months. Oh gosh, maybe years. It's a little higher priced, but it really helps with that feeling of not enoughness. Like, oh my gosh, separate and emotional wounds associated with that. So right when I got it, I did what I just did earlier, did a drop or two in my hands and did a little scent tint, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this like blew my pants off, like powerful." So Helichrysum really takes you from wounded to reassured and connected, and it literally means gold. So it's great for your skin, but great for your heart too. And I wrote below, if you check out below, I have a little boo protocol for a rollerball, which I got from one of the blend books I use, I Am Fabulous, and I kind of tweaked it a little bit, but it really goes well with lavender, clary sage, and really takes you from that all that trauma from believing and stress that you're not enough to, oh my gosh, I am enough, and maybe everything I need I have right here in this moment just by being me. So really cool. They have other cool things happening this month in doTERRA. They have some new LRP kits specials. I wrote those below too. So those are beautifully assembled packages. And if you don't know what LRP is, holler at me. I'm so happy to explain that to you. And another cool thing is this month is all about owning your truth and like staying on guard from those beliefs or anything that is bringing you down. And they have a sweet, sweet promo this month of when you spend 200 PV, you get an On Guard oil, On Guard toothpaste, On Guard hand sanitizer, and wild orange for free. And if you do it as an LRP by the 15th, you also get rosemary, which is great for mental clarity and like really rewiring and seeing your truth. So all of those are great. Also, you can buy DIY products through your wholesale account now. So just go under your wholesale account and accessories and you'll see DIY supplies. So much to look forward to. I am so happy that I get to share all of this with you. And I truly hope that you found value in this and know that I value you. Message me, email me with any questions, and I'm sending you all so much love. Bye, my boos.